Alrighty, we are officially broadcasting, my dear fellow junior fishers and everybody joining us on this amazing, very, very tough topic to be discussed. And this is not easy. And trust me, I know very well that each and every person participating here today has got something amazing to offer. But let me not waste your time. Let's get into the trailers and then we shall get into the discussions. You're with me, Shoaib Ali, Junior Fisher, Channel Tamisha, Isis Zulfikar, Fisher Ayumi Gunasekara, and Tenuli Sayara. Yes, people. Let's bring in that trailer. Empowered to be empowered.
Sri Lanka has been under lockdown.
We all have had mixed emotions.
Somewhat hurt and not sure feeling.
We were silent and just like me, simply lost.
We all have been battling emotions. I want to share a different sense of emotion
and positivity that includes not just me
but a family of progressive, like-minded people
who, under lockdown, just like you, decided to be productive despite uncertainty.
Pushed to being progressive despite resistance.
And gradually developed a never give up attitude.
An attitude to challenge our surroundings.
Question our beliefs of the world we live in.
Rethink the way we look at things.
Debate the fragments of the media.
Argue as to what education really is.
And smiled at the understandings in satisfaction.
So that smile was and is worthy a mile of progress.
We at Pufferfish are ready to embrace you
into a system of learning
where value is not based on how handicapped visions are.
Together, we improve our aspirations, meet inspirations
to form a better self-actualization and progress.
For we are people, and people make society.
And society needs the best, and that is you.
Empower to be empowered.
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 Thank you so much for coming back to us right after the trailer. You're with me, Shoaib Ali, and all the other junior fishers from the ICP platform. I kindly request all our guests on the show to keep their cameras on if they are supposed to be part of this discussion. It'll be amazing to have you consistent. Plus, I also believe that today's topic is quite a tough one. The reason why I believe so is because I have been revolving around this idea of how are you going to be responsible in society? And what is it that you're going to do best? I know very well that this kind of topic requires a lot of reading and a lot of understanding. But while we think about it, let me quickly throw you a trailer as to who are the people who are going to deliver this session for you.
Hi, this is Hassan Rifki.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hey, this is Ayumi.
Hey, this is Yumit.
This is Nevin.
So what I really like about Pufferfish is that you get to learn public speaking in a really fun way.
Pufferfish really did change my life.
These sessions are very informative and enjoyable.
I used to be scared and nervous, but now I'm not even a little bit.
All three of my coaches, they are amazing.
You could just laugh your head off whenever the coach cracked a joke.
They're super funny, they're really friendly.
The time is like flying when you get to be with them.
And what I like about the FB Live is
that feeling when you're done going live on Facebook, you feel proud of yourself.
So join our international community. Thank you.
You heard that message really right, loud and clear. So join our international community from Ayumi Gunasekara. Indeed, what we do here is we make learning fun and informative, and we drive a lot of inspiration. To be a fisher, you've got to drive in a lot of inspiration, and I believe we are doing it right. I also see that there is a good following of people who love the work that we have been doing. I take great pride in it. But I must say, credit is due for the team and everybody put together. That includes our stakeholders, that is the viewers. Please, please give us the comments that you believe is worthy of our effort. Please share, subscribe, and connect with all these amazing people because we are all about driving the right type of inspiration. Today's topic is how will you be responsible in society? Or how will you take responsibility in society? I know very well that everybody has a very fair, profound, easy version of it, but only the ones who think like a leader, only the ones who really want to make a strong change go far away and make nations and build amazing things. Be it a skyscraper, be it something so flat like a big reservoir, it does not really matter. Great things, caretakers, it could be anything whatsoever. We all do things in the capacities that we love to do them in and the things that we love to do. So today we're going to listen to all the junior fishers on how their take is about this amazing, tight, tough topic. And I know very well there are many adults out there who are watching this right now and thinking, how can we be part of this amazing discussion? 2 rules only. Number 1, stick to our live timings every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Number 2, listen very, very intensively. In fact, the ICP stands for Intensive Communications Program. And that's rule number 2 of our platform is intensive listening. All right, people, let's get ready for this. I am very much ready to listen to what Channel Tamisha has got to say about this particular topic. First, let's throw in all our thoughts towards this, and then let's get into a detailed discussion. Over to you, Channel Tamisha. What's running in your mind?
Okay. So now basically being a human being, as being human beings, we all have essential duties and our own responsibilities towards our society. We need to we need to realize about our roles and our duties towards society. We need to be loyal to everyone, helpful to everyone, and we need to be honest towards everyone. If we want to practice this something called being like if we want to practice that we need to have these kinds of values inside of us if we need to practice responsibility. So now, to be responsible, for example, take this. Now think that this our world is a stage and each and every one of us are actors. We all play an essential role and are responsible for all of our acts. So basically, responsibility means doing the right thing, no matter how big or small our task might be. And we are responsible of whatever task that we are doing. We are responsible of whatever word that we are saying. We are responsible for what we do and what we are. Now, without this responsibility, this world, if people didn't have responsibility from the very beginning, we wouldn't be as progressed as we are right now. We always find solutions for what seems to be impossible. It's because everyone's responsible of their acts. Now, to be a responsible person, first of all, you should never ever make excuses. You shouldn't say, I didn't do it. It was because I couldn't attend to this meeting. I didn't know what to do. You shouldn't be like that. You should learn to accept you should learn to accept that mistake you did, and you should learn to get rid of that mistake and to do what's right after then. You should be honest to everyone. You should always be on time. You should be listening to everyone else. That's our second rule in our pufferfish platform. You should listen to everyone else and see if they make a mistake as well. Because sometimes when someone else does a mistake, it's going to be your responsibility as well. So you need to remember that you are responsible for everyone's mistakes, and you need to help them. You need to control your emotions with those people that make mistakes. You need to teach them really carefully about what they are doing right now and how they can improve on it further. You should have courage to do what's right. You should earn the respect of everyone. You shouldn't just be going around saying, I'm responsible for everything that's going on right now. I earn a lot of respect. You shouldn't be going on like that, knowing that you don't do anything at all. You should do something that demands the respect of everyone that knows you and everyone that will know you. And you should earn that respect. You should remember to be useful in our world, because whatever happens, you're responsible for it. And you need to be responsible for everything that happens around you. So, everyone, remember this one thing: everyone has the right to do anything. But to do that something, you need to be responsible for it. And without responsibility, nothing good will come. Over to you, Shoaib sir.
Thank you very much, Channel Tamisha. Very well put out, and there is a lot of lessons and a lot of takes over there. I am overwhelmed with what I have heard from you, and I think the world has to put that on repeat and keep listening to it and understand it as well. If you cannot take responsibility, it's not going to be easy for you to do worthy things. And taking responsibility is a great step for everyone. And the world is a stage. It does not matter how big of a performer you are. It matters that you stay on stage and you perform and you make sure that you deliver those things and take those responsibilities out. Channel Tamisha, I know very well you are a leader in the making. The world might not see it as, oh, hello. They might say, hello, this is just a kid talking about taking responsibility. The truth is, if we do not talk about it as kids, when else will we understand it? When we get busy with life. And when you get busy with all the things that we have to keep doing and the greater things that we have to keep doing. Channel Tamisha, absolutely amazing. I want people to just connect with us with this quick trailer, and then we shall get into further discussions. Welcome back, everybody. You're with me, Fisher Shoaib Ali, Junior Fisher Channel Tamisha, Tenuli Sayara, and Junior Fisher Ayumi Gunasekara here at Pufferfish Studios. We are broadcasting something very, very important. How will you be responsible in society? And previously, Channel Tamisha was expressing to us a few things that really, really got my attention, which is number one is this comment: control your emotions if you want to be responsible. It really takes, it goes very, very deep. I would say, we are trained to know, don't just react, respond to things. And that really makes and brings about the leader in you and how you put those things out. And we have from Khalaf Ismat also a comment that says, fantastic. Niduka Shehani send in some hearts for you as well, Channel Tamisha, for all that expression. And Ishani Amrasena says, well done, Channel, amazing speech. Congratulations. Well, we are trying to gather momentum on this idea, and together with us in the studio we have Junior Fisher Ayumi Gunasekara, who's going to share what her take is on this very valuable discussion. How will you be responsible in society? Over to you, Junior Fisher Ayumi Gunasekara.
Okay, sir. So every human being is different from one another. And if you look around, we all come from different family backgrounds, different religions, different races, and different social economic levels. So this is called a society. In a society with a lot of people, with a lot of differences, being a responsible person is, I think, is very important because it's not only set as an example to others but creates harmony around yourself. But unfortunately, what we see around us, we see problems with families and people. People fight each other for various things, corruption, drug addicts, polluted environments, and it goes on and on forever like that. Why? Because people have forgotten their responsibility as a good human being. All societies and their environments have intoxicated with bad behavior of the people. In such society, how can we accept to happen all good things in our life? I believe to change these situations, we should start educating people to be responsible for what they do. Our leaders should set an example by executing their duty to act in the best interest of our society and our environment as a whole. Children should educate to be disciplined, respect others around them, and to help others who need help, and most importantly, to spread love and kindness around all of us. To conclude my speech, my request is to everyone uh, always think about being responsible and respect everyone. Think about the think about others without being like selfish and the stuff. So be the person who want to see only the good in this world. Let's do our part, and this will make you a responsible person in our society. Thank you. Over to you, Sashi.
Thank you so much, Junior Fisher, Ayumi Gunasekara. Indeed, a lot of lessons over there. A lot of learning for everyone, including myself and me at first, I would say. This is not an easy journey. I think we all have to evolve into being very responsible people. We have to look at a lot of problems around us and we have to take into adaptation that we can solve these problems. And that requires a very different gut altogether. You should have the stomach to digest things, you should have the stomach to be enduring, you have the endurance, build the power of habit, and make sure that we get everything done just the way Ayumi Gunasekara says. Right? I have a few comments for you. Before the comments come in completely, I'm just going to throw another trailer over there for everybody to know all the amazing things that we are doing here at Pufferfish. So here is an invitation for you to sign up and join us on our training and development programs. Be back.
Colombo, are you really good with ideas but need help with expressing and presenting it to your team or an audience or a group of people, whatever you might call it? I have had these similar problems too. Sometimes we know what to say, how to say it, but the struggles to express it to an audience is tough to understand, and expression becomes almost impossible. I needed help. We need help. Practice, and most importantly, coaching. Now I am able to express myself. I am trying to master the skills of presentation, but perfection is a process and it's a journey. Anything to become a public speaker and to be confident is my game, and I like to do it. So do yourself a favor. Join me, click the link and sign up, and I shall be able to give you a free consultation on how we can go about the next step.
Thank you very much for staying tuned and being with us. We have an amazing audience base, and this audience is best recognized as our well-wishers and the ones who want to see us all perform and grow into amazing spaces. In the discussion where Ayumi highlighted that there is responsibility and we need to make sure that we are all taking part of that pie of being responsible. I got a few comments for you as well. Bring in that motivation. Well said, Ayumi, from Fatima Majid. Thank you very much. I have a lot to say, and before we get into the discussion and we have the other junior ICP junior individuals also joining in, we have a heart for you from Asela Ekanayaka, who is one of our fellow fishers all the way from the midst of this beautiful paradise island in Kurnagala. Before we get into the detailed discussion about understanding this, We do have another speaker, that is Tenuli Sayara. However, here we have Nevin Works joining us from another channel. Amazing, and a big heart and a lot of love. Tenuli Sayara, please do tell us, what are your thoughts on this amazing topic of discussion? Over to you, Tenuli.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Today, we all have to speak a bit tricky topic, but it is very, very important to all of us. The topic is how to be responsible in society. What is society? Sorry, what is responsible? In my view, responsibility is fact to having a duty to deal with something, or having a control over some. There is a responsibility to all people in the world. That means to my friends, to my family members, to my coaches, to my teachers, to my neighbors. These all have a responsibility. We should have responsibility when we dealing with people, when we working, anything, and it is. For example, let's take driver. Driver have a responsibility when driving. Like, he has to obey the road. And we, like, as a student, we should learn very well and spend future and society also. Teachers has a responsibility too. They should teach us very well. Teachers do it well. And when we have a responsibility, when we doing something, this world be a very beautiful world. And youngers always copying us. When we do the correct way, they do the correct way. When we do the wrong way, they will do the wrong way. Always they copying us. Then it is very good when we work with the responsibility. And when we at the school, we should have a responsibility to keep the school clean. And when we are dealing with elders, you can give a small greeting. And we can tell it is also a responsible in the school, like, hi, good morning, teacher. And it is good. And remember, respect your elders and love your young. Thank you. Over to you, Suhedra.
Thank you very much, Tenuli Sayara, for expressing yourself, and very, very important topics were expressed, topics and points that everybody needs to take a ear to. Children learn from us, and the youngers learn from us, and we have a responsibility towards them just by our actions, which is an amazing thought. How many of you all out there were actually thinking about this? Our actions are a responsibility, just our actions, the things that we do, and younger children learn from us. And that's an amazing thought, Tenuli Sayara. And also the responsibility as a driver, something that we all just take for granted. When I say all, how many of you have driver's licenses over here? Does anybody have a driver's license here? Are you all drivers? Does anybody know how to drive? Anybody on the podcast show right now? Please, people, if you know how to drive, please let us know in the comment section that you are a driver too, and you are also a person in society, and you're a responsible driver. Just put in that comment. I think this is a very, very important part. We have to take responsibility of even the actions that we do and how we conduct our actions. And that is Tenuli Sayara's point. I am going to drive into a quick trailer just before we get into the next junior fishers who are going to express themselves over here. Here is a quick idea of why ICP Kids is necessary.
Let's talk about the intensive communications program for juniors. Why the intensive communications program? Because communications is something that takes place with intense concentration, and if you do not have intense concentration, and there's a high possibility that you don't have concentration at all, so it's very necessary. How does an intensive communications program work? Discipline, skill, performance, and results. If you are being given the right type of environment to nurture the right type of social skills and the communication skills, you will always find yourself.
You will always find yourself performing and making sure that you're inspiring everybody the right way, just like the junior fishers over here on this platform, telling the world about how they will be responsible in society. I am getting some comments coming in. Let's see what these comments are all about. You are awesome, Tenuli Sayara. Here is a comment that comes from Isurika Marasingha. We have another comment from Niluka Shehani. Well done, Tenuli. We are having another comment that comes from Niluka Damayanti, which says, well done, Tenu. Nevin, I'm sure he's answering our questions. I am not a driver, not me, not me. And here is his extension of it. Not me, I don't have a driver's license yet. Ha ha ha. Well, I hope when you do, you will be a responsible driver, and you make sure you do your part as well towards society in the right manner. We are all empowering, and we are empowering to be empowered. And how we empower this is we drive in the right type of inspiration and motivate you towards the right direction, towards being a responsible being. Towards being a responsible being. We have Fatima Khalaf also, who's throwing in a comment saying, well done, a good thumbs up for you. We are having, okay, here is an answer from Nevin again. Nevin Work says, I will be responsible. I think we are motivating everybody the right way, and I'm super, super excited that we are here on this. Thank you very much, Tanil Sayara. Let's listen to Aisar Zulfika on what his thoughts are on this very detailed and important topic of discussion. Over to you, Aisar. We are all listening.
Yeah. Being responsible means being dependable, keeping promises, and honoring our commitments. If we learn to be dependable, means we are responsible. No one will be scared to come up to us, or like they will trust us. So if we talk about
Aisar, are you having connectivity issues? If that is the case, we can hear you loud and clear. Please don't worry, just express to us everything that you feel about this topic.
we speak towards our environment. Towards the environment is one of it. It's duty to protect it as we got a healthy surrounding because of the living beings. In our planet, we should first think before cutting trees. Have we planted another tree? Because greenery helps us a lot in climate changes too. We should be useful for for our society. There are lots of people dead and gone, but some are only rememberable. We remember who are the people who has left a legend to the world. If we imagine our society without jealousy and lying, theft, we won't have big carpet walls or CCTV cameras and big gates too. I just can't imagine having a society like that. So for as our young generation, from this day and this moment, we shall all we shall all change the world.
Amazing, 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 Aisar Zulfikar. Thank you very much for expressing those very, very important points. I know you had trouble connecting and trying to express yourself. Maybe your device was not responding to you, but you managed to give the right type of inspiration necessary. And I'm sure all the fishers and our guests on the show really agree to that. Let's give a head nod to Aisar Zulfikar. Let's ponder on those points. And my dear audience, please don't restrict yourself from commenting, making a comment, and sharing these amazing inspirations, because Aisar Zulfikar just said that he cannot imagine a world where people are lying and thieving, and where we create big parapet walls and we are having so many CCTV cameras. And we all need to nurture responsibility in everybody around us. And the ones that we remember are the great ones, the ones who created in a lot of difference. Here is a quick idea to reach out to the greater ones and tell them that we at Pufferfish are making our effort towards it. And here is a quick trailer. We are here at Jetwing Blue to conduct a training program for numerics on communications, leadership, teamwork, and self-motivation. Myself and Anderson are taking lead. Abdul Rahman, Shadil, and Shabran are here in order to take care of the rest of it. Thank you very much for sticking around with us. This is the 7 p.m. live that we do every Tuesday here on the Pufferfish channel in order to inspire, motivate, and drive the world in the right direction together with our junior fishers on the ICB Junior platform. Thank you so much, Aisar Zulfikar, for expressing with us. We are having Muhammad also in the studio with us over here, who is going to connect the dots for us as well as to what his take is on this particular subject. How will you be responsible in society? Before we get into our discussion right at the end, Muhammad, please do tell us what are your thoughts on this particular point?
Social responsibility is where an individual is accountable for fulfilling their civic duty. Their action should benefit the whole society. Each individual must contribute to the environment, welfare of society, and for economic growth. Being responsibility. Firstly, a person will accept the consequences of his or her decisions or actions. By being responsible, it helps you to build up on your principles, morals, helps you to be more honest, Be independent and be more reliable. To be responsible, you must set your goals, short term or long term, to achieve your objectives, to set routines. When you have a routine, you know what to do every moment. Reward yourselves when you achieve your goals. Responsibilities won't come overnight. It requires effort and commitment. Key to success is your consist Key to success is your consistency in what you do.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Indeed. The key to success is in the consistency of what we do. And I also believe that there is a lot of things that you mentioned in terms of creating skill development, and we must look at this learning curve in a very, very disciplined manner. Being responsible is not easy, and developing a responsible being and a leader out of yourself takes a lot of commitment. It takes developing the power of habit, making sure that you are having a proper routine. No proper routine, no results, no results. And that is very, very important. We are having a comment that came in for Iser earlier that said, awesome, Iser, well done on the delivery. Congratulations, Isa. Really, really appreciate your delivery. And Muhammad, also, well done. A few comments coming in through. Let's get into our discussion over here with all the other junior fishers. We are having a few who will be in house and joining us for this discussion. We are going to talk about the 4 very amazing ways in which how you could develop responsibility. One is quite much the very easy one, the environmental responsibility. What comes around it and what is involved in environmental responsibility. Now, usually, environmental responsibility is recognized by the corporates and the big people, where they say that every organization, no matter whether we are in production or whether they are in a service or whatever it might be, they have a responsibility towards the environment. But you can also consider this as an individual, like you as a person. What is your responsibility towards the environment? How are you going to protect it? And it can just be in all forms of ways. It could be from just the living space that you are in. How responsible are you for the living space you are in? Do you clean it on time? Do you wipe it? Are you making sure it's sanitized? Are you making sure it's clean? Are you making sure that the space in between your bed to the washroom, or maybe even in the living space, is all managed by you? How much of effort are you actually putting into it? Now, remember this, that it does not matter who you are, it matters about the things that you do being who you are. And that is how, just like our junior fishers earlier said, that is how people recognize the big and great people. So here are 3 things that you can really focus on in order to be responsible towards the environment. Reducing pollution, making sure that you're not part of single-use plastic, making sure that your water consumption is right, and making sure that you're addressing your general waste in the right manner, making sure it gets into recycling, maybe perhaps. If you agree with me, please give me a head nod, and at the same time, please make sure that you're bringing in comments into the chat box. And you can also make sure whether you're increasing reliance of renewable energy, which means in order to not waste in our own capacity. Don't waste anything. Wastage is the keys to all forms of destruction. If you are wasting food on your plate, it means you're capable of doing wastage in a far bigger manner. And this is very, very important. Do not waste anything. Let it be even a piece of paper. Utilize things for that purpose only, and make sure that you are working towards a very progressive minimalism kind of mechanism. We all know very well that wastage is more likely a cancer sometimes. It just grows on you, and then after that, everything becomes negative around you. Offsetting negative environmental impact. For example, make sure that you are doing your part as well. Make sure you're watering your garden. Make sure that you're taking care of the in-house plants. Make sure that you are sweeping, because you're offsetting the negatives. If you don't sweep on time, you're going to always find that there's going to be a problem over there. It's going to be very, very dusty, and that's going to be very, very sad. You do not want to be in that situation at all whatsoever. Right. So these are very, very important points that we need to take into consideration. There are a few more that I would like to throw your way in order to make this discussion very, very important. Is ethical responsibility. What is your concern towards how you manage your ethics? Are you giving the right of way? We had Thinnerly express about whether you are an ethical driver, maybe perhaps, whether you're driving right, whether you're doing your things right. What are your actions? What are the results that it's coming out from? Are you taking part in some unethical behavior? For example, you're taking somebody else's parking spot. That's really wrong. You cannot take somebody else's dedicated parking spot. What it is, if you are not throwing your garbage out properly, that is wrong. It is unethical. And including throwing your wastage, whether you're putting it in the right bin, this is also necessary to be a very responsible person. Do not underestimate the little things that we do. Don't ever. Because when you talk about ethical responsibility, you're talking about treating the stakeholders around you. That could be family members, that could be friends, that could be classmates, that could be anybody around you. And this includes the leadership mechanism that you have. What type of leader are you? Are you actually making some ethical changes? And this leads to another responsibility that you can cater and develop within you, which is a philanthropic responsibility. The responsibility of making sure that you can take care of other people around you. Like, for example, maybe giving out some food when it's necessary. It's very, very important to make sure that you're doing the necessary charity, because not everybody is able. And when we are able, we are seated in front of the screen. Some of us have our smartphones. Some of us have never, some of us do not know what it is to go hungry. And we need to understand these responsibilities, that there are people out there. Of course, when we grow older, we can make decisions on our own accord. But while we are here right now, I'm sure we have responsible parents and guardians who are going to help us and support us to do the level best towards our philanthropical approach. It could be something very simple and small. Feed the dogs down the street, feed the pets down the street, take some milk to the cat. Something that you can start small with. Help your neighbor take out the garbage. These are all things that actually connect and give an impact towards the environment that you're in. Last but not least, as you go around, you also need to consider there is something known as an economic responsibility. Don't ever, ever underestimate what an economic responsibility is. It is about you making sure that you're doing your part to empower other people, maybe create jobs, maybe be inspiring, maybe making sure that you are an ethical businessman and an ethical entrepreneur. You're solving the right type of problems. You're helping everybody connect. And that is how you really know whether you are growing to be a responsible person or not. So keep in mind, responsibility goes in a very diverse manner. It starts from just the living spaces to how you impact people that you don't know, including the weather, everything. So I open up the floor for quick thoughts. What do you think, Channel Tamisha, about these 4 ethical manners that we have discussed? What's on your mind? Let's make it a quick take so that we can conclude and say goodbye to our audience this evening.
Yes, sir. So now, just as you taught us, all of these types of responsibilities are very important when it comes to keeping our society in the way it is right now. Or else, if we, like, for instance, if we even put away one of these types of responsibilities, even our whole society can fall down. So we need to make sure that we make sure that we are responsible for everything that we do, because responsibility can be very serious when it comes to all kinds of manners. So we need to make sure that we are responsible of what we are doing, and of what everyone around you is doing as well. Because sometimes you can be a teacher, and if your student does something wrong, then it can sometimes maybe be our fault as well. So you need to be really careful of what you do and of what the other people do around you, because it can be your responsibility as well. What do you
Indeed,
say?
Channel Tamisha. Thank you. Thank you so much for expressing yourself. I sometimes feel that I have the pressure where I fear that I might do something wrong here and there. And that consistent pressure that you fear that you might do something wrong is actually something that helps you develop as a leader in itself. Fear is good. Fear is not a bad thing. Fear keeps you on check. Fear keeps you in the right place towards whether you are delivering the responsibility as a being or not to the other people around. And that's very, very connective with what you're saying, Channel Commission. Let me throw this again to Thinuli Sayara. What are your thoughts about what we have been discussing? Tell us quickly.
Yeah. Responsible is a very important thing to our life, and responsible, like when we work with the responsible, this world will be a very beautiful world. Like we can, like everyone has a responsible. Like we can work with responsible, and like yes, that are my thoughts, and it is like I think it will be a good thing that you work with the
Indeed, Thenuli Sayara. Thank you so much for expressing yourself. It is very, very important for us all to play our part and all of us to be responsible, and we can solve all these problems. Thenuli, I know you're having some connection problems on your end and also a small sound. Don't worry about it. As long as you express yourself with your thoughts, I'm sure we can make positive change and make a dynamic shift towards having amazing leaders in the years to come. I know very well that many of us express that we are not having great leaders, but I believe that we must lead by example in itself, and we will do our part. And you know what? When the people are doing great things, it motivates the leaders to do greater things. And that is also a responsibility of us common folk. What is Ayumi, Junior Fisher, Ayumi Gunasekara's thoughts on this? Please tell us.
Yeah, I think just like Chano said, when you are living in a society, responsibility is a really important thing that we need in our lives. And we are responsible to, when you're doing something, you are responsible to like do it in time. Yeah, I think it's really important. And yeah, that's
Thank you so much, Ayumi Gunasekara. Words fail us all when we have to emphasize the importance of being responsible. I believe so too. I think words are not enough to explain how responsible all of us can be. My dear viewers and everybody else joining us, thank you so much for taking your precious time and sharing it with us in order to throw this inspiration out to the world and connect with everybody the right way, and to make sure that we are making responsible beings out there in society to make a dynamic shift in how we operate and do things about it. Society is our responsibility, and you and I have a responsibility towards not just ourselves, but also society. Please be kind enough to share this podcast with everybody, because this is nothing but inspiration. And make sure that you join us so on our programs as well. If you want to find out more, please make sure that you drop in a message on our Facebook page or make a comment, and we shall get back to you. In the meantime, also, please be kind enough to spend a few minutes and make a few comments on our recommendation page that is on Facebook. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us in. Here is a quick trailer to send you off. Goodbye. Hey there, a quick message to all our viewers. Please make sure that you make attempt to join our endurance program that is starting on the 1st of October. Send in a message on our page and we shall give you in all the details. The endurance program is a program designed to develop the power of habit and make sure that you are able to progress on your development and your skills. Just like how the previous junior fishers mentioned, if you want to be a leader and take on responsibility, you need to have momentum and consistency, and that will be able to help you do great and amazing things. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to love, like, and share.
Sri Lanka has been on lockdown.
We all have had mixed emotions.
Somewhat hurt and not sure feeling.
We were silent and just like me, simply lost.
We all have been battling emotions. I want to share a different sense of emotion
and positivity that includes not just me,
but a family of progressive, like-minded people
who, under lockdown, just like you, decided to be productive despite uncertainty.
Pushed to being progressive despite resistance.
And gradually developed a never give up attitude.
An attitude to challenge our surroundings.
Question our beliefs of the world we live in.
Rethink the way we look at things.
Debate the fragments of the media.
Argue as to what education really is.
And smiled at the understandings in satisfaction.
So that smile was and is worthy a mile of progress.
We at Pufferfish are ready to embrace you
into a system of learning
where value is not based on how handicapped missions are.
Together, we improve our aspirations, meet inspirations,
to form a better self-actualization and progress.
For we are people, and people make society.
And society needs the best. And that is you.
Empower to be empowered.
Empower to be empowered.
Empower to be empowered.
Empower to be empowered.
Empower